Now, I would like to go on to the next speaker, Mr. Manish Rathod, VP, Enterprise Business, edForce, who shall be speaking on the topic Harnessing Gen AI and ChatGPT for Effective Learning Outcomes. Mr. Manish Rathod boasts a rich 21-year journey marked by his role in shaping tech-enabled solutions within the learning and developmenting team. Holding a degree from the esteemed Institute of Management, Bangalore IIMB, Manish's trajectory has led him to a prominent position within edForce. As a trailblazer, he spearheads the realm of digital age learning for multiple Fortune 500 enterprises, propelling them towards unmatched level of achievement and distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to now call upon Mr. Manish Rathod. So can we please welcome Mr. Manish Rathod on the dais.
Thank you. This is Whitefield. I'm an old Bangalorean, so somebody who stays in Jayanagar, Basangudi, this is another part of town. I think we've not introduced my co-speaker. 2020 World Workplace Learning Report. When the survey was conducted, 94% of the employees went ahead and said they would stay back in the same company if the learning needs are met. When Gallup did the same survey, they found a huge striking gap. Only 13% of them agreed that their learning needs were met. So we see a striking difference in the way the employees, the needs of the employees versus what the companies effectively delivered. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a very interesting times where the kids are internet capable, they are tech savvy, they know how to browse, see the videos that they want to order, food from the apps. We're also living in the times where machines are learning, okay, and we see everyone hooked on to their devices. Be it work or entertainment, most of us are hooked on to our devices. So considering most of us are on the devices, how do we ensure that we become more productive so that we are off the device to do other important things in life? That's what we will talk about, that how can we be more productive by using AI. Welcome to the world of AI. Welcome to the world of chatbots, smart bots. That's what we're going to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not just buzzwords. These are the tools and techniques which will help us to be more efficient, to do work better, and to drive better results. Quick sneak peek about what we will talk about in the session. We will understand what ChatGPT is all about, is the new buzzword. Just a raise of hands, how many of you here have used ChatGPT? Wow, very educated and empowering team here, great. So this is going to make the session interesting now. We will explore how it will impact L&D, and we have some very interesting and exciting demos to showcase. I'm sure you already have used it, but we will make it more interesting and exciting for you. What is ChatGPT? It's generative pre-trained transformer. It was formed by a team of people in OpenAI company. One of the co-founders happens to be Elon Musk. He was one of the co-founders. Now the company is backed by Microsoft and they are funding this. Okay. What it does is it generates responses. Since most of you are aware of ChatGPT and you worked on ChatGPT, it generates responses based on your inputs. It is pre-trained by humans. It does not train by itself. It's fed a lot of information available from the internet, from the digital books, from the articles. So with this immense power of knowledge, we can use it to our advantage. So as I was mentioning, it transforms meaningful input into output. Remember the word meaningful input. Very important when we are using the tool ChatGPT. Again, a disclaimer here, we are not here to promote ChatGPT, nor we are advertising for Microsoft. It's just one of the tools which we can use to work efficiently, to work better, and to speeden up things. Certain best practices while using ChatGPT. Clarity of questions. It follows a principle called GIJO, junk in, junk out. You provide it junk, it will give a junk output. So always when I spoke about meaningful input, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, and while using ChatGPT, I generally follow the rule of threes, which is clarity, context, and intent. What we will do is we will, they say the proof of pudding lies in the tasting, So what we will do is we will go ahead and see a live demo wherein I will explain the rule of threes, which is clarity, context, and intent. We will see what is zero-shot prompting. Since you worked on ChatGPT, how many of you know zero-shot prompting and chain of thought prompting? Are you guys aware of this? Okay, wow, interesting, okay. So what we'll do is we'll explore a quick use case, which I have chosen. Since we all are from the L&D space, I've chosen a very favorite topic of the L&D leaders, which is trading need analysis, how we do it. So this is a typical ChatGPT interface that you are seeing here. What I have done is I spoke about rule of threes, which is so what I've done is I have mentioned what do I need. I need a training need analysis. From whom do I need it? From the research and development team. And for who are the, and what do I want to establish? I want to get a training need analysis report out of my question. So I have the rule of threes implemented here. I've given a very meaningful input so that it can give me a desired result. So what I've written here is I need a training analysis report for a company called XYZ Motors. I want to, especially for the research and development team in passenger vehicles. Can you give me a comprehensive plan? So when I do this, I have done something called a zero-shot prompting. That means it's a question that I've asked ChatGPT, and it has given me a very neat framework to begin with. So if are you able to see the screen, or should I move that side? It's fine. Okay. So it gives you an entire plan which you can use, to start with. So if you scroll down, you can see all the plans that it's given me: conduct interviews, data analysis. You can keep scrolling. So what I have done here, so if you can observe, I have also written, can you build me an actual plan keeping the above outline in mind, where all details can be presented to the management. What I've done is here is chain of thought prompting. So that means I want to further refine this. So ChatGPT has a very wonderful practice, or it uses this rule wherein you ask one question and you can keep building and refining on it. That is called chain of thought prompting. So once I've done this, it's gone ahead and refined my its earlier response. And if you scroll down, you can see a further detailed refined plan wherein it also has given me a brief questionnaire that I can use it to share it with the participants to collect their feedback. So this is the questionnaire that you can see. If you can scroll down further, Yes. So with this tool, ladies and gentlemen, you can do wonders. You can, create your training need analysis report. The trainers can use it to create course outlines. You can further refine the course outline by giving your specific input. It will even give you a fantastic tabular format data which you can, download, share. There is a share button on the top, if you can show that please. So if you can easily share and also email the entire information to your colleagues, to your friends. Any particular format you want it to be downloaded, even that is available. So all that work is what ChatGPT does. We will also explore another demo. The TNA demo is what I wanted to showcase and show you some of the rules or some of the best practices that you can do. Now let's go ahead and explore one more demo which my colleague Kiran will show you.
So good morning guys. So basically we just saw one instance where we had to be reactive in case where we had a need to prepare a plan with regard to the learning and development, and we did this. So the use case what we are going to see now can be something which is operational and which can be proactive in sense. So if I happen to define a small challenge, so basically I have the set of instructions
It's not opening.
I think it was there from.
Sorry for the technical glitch.
Yes.
Just close it.
Total number of open postings within the organization, and we have the details of the fellow colleagues with their skill sets. So once we have this particular thing, the many a times the challenge will be to see the skill matrix. So basically what number of resources have a fitment to what extent with regard to our open positions. So that being the whole insight. Yes.
Good.
So that being the open insight, when it gets into numbers, it can become quite a laborious and tedious time consuming activity for us. So if you happen to see, we have the roles, we have the skills. So basically given this particular thing where we have their skills of what is their billing rate, what is their location, what is their soft skills, what is their technical skills, we can see how the leverage of such large language models, ChatGPT is one of them, can bring us some insights. So what I have done is basically I can load this particular sheet directly onto the LLM, and if you happen to see, I have just asked a simple insight saying compare the two tabs within the attachment and generate a compatibility matrix. And I am going one step ahead, like what we understood one shot prompting. We are also asking it to see if we can generate some visualizations, and especially a three-dimensional one. So it picks up the things, it does its work like what we traditionally get to be done by a developer. So it gives you the insights saying that these are the things what it finds, what it can see. So basically you are getting the summary gist of the analysis, and then it also gives us the approach saying that to develop something like a compatibility matrix, what options it is picking up. We can always tweak this. Now once it does that, it gives me wherever it is having some kind of challenges, it tries to self-prompt, where it recognizes the challenges within the data, within the problem statement, so that the goal is met. And if you see, couple of times it did not get its things right. So it says, I will try to do in a different approach, and then it tells me that this is one approach where I can go ahead and give some insights. So if you see, there it gives me one of the things where you have a job opening with this requirements, industry is finance, the positions are 10, at the same time this person has a maximum capability. Now I just don't stop, I say give me at least 5 more, so it will go ahead, give me the details saying these are the set of peoples from the data what I have, the billing rate, the certification, the skills both at the technical skills and soft skills, technical skills and soft skills, you get the details. So it gave me the list. Once I do this, I am just getting into a site where I am checking about the analysis on resource specific availability. So it gives me this details where it says top 5 candidates with the shortest available, top 5 candidates with the longest available period. At the same time, I do the similar analysis like what I have on my job records. This was around 1000 records of data and it does that in no time. Now, once I see this, it started giving me the visualizations. So basically these things help you to get some key insights. If you see, the real estate sector with a focus on IBM practice has the highest number of open positions, followed by sectors in SAP. Then this key highlights what was with regard to the open positions, and then we also see key insights with regard to technology now. So here it gave me the insights on what technologies within individual things like IBM Watson, IBM blockchain were the things. And let me tell you, incidentally, this data was also created by using a prompting. I did not take this data from anywhere, I gave a right prompt to generate me a data to get me the things. And finally, if you see, it gave me some things with regard to the highlights of all the aspects where what is my stock, in sense from a resource standpoint, where are the maximum number of job openings and where exactly you have almost number of equal things. So if you happen to see the analytical approach of trying to do things by bridging the gap between the existing resource pool and the existing requirements can be done using some of these approaches. But one common challenge which we can always see here is with regard to such LLMs getting trained till certain time period. So all of us, since we have used, probably it always says if you have to ask for current period, it says I am trained till September. Now there is a workaround for that, because we have now an option of leveraging LLMs. I will just take one demo which gives me to see how I can make things more current. So what I am doing here is I am taking the things from the similar option on Google Bard. Google Bard, like ChatGPT, is from Google, which again gives you the generative text. So Google Bard has an integration with its search engine so that it can pull up the current data as well in addition to texting. So here if you see a simple scenario where I am just asking about get the L&D spending of Fortune 500 companies and tell me an analysis of how it is spent and which areas get strained more. So this it gave me some global statistics in terms of what is the dollar amount per employee and which companies spend what, and I just don't stop here, I get most details and I will also say can you generate some visualization so that it can be appealing. As we talk, this LLM, the Google Bard, has limitations in providing the visualizations. It gives me the data which I can use to do my visualizations either in my local tools like Excel, or what I have done is I have taken this content, I have just put it in my ChatGPT. If you see the same data what it gave me, I have just put it here saying generate the graphs for the data. This is the data what I have. Technology spends like $2,000 and finance spends around 1800. So for this, if you see, my graphs are ready. So here was on the average spending, then it goes for a pie chart on the areas of focus, and then we also get with regard to the spending over the years. That way, both the things what we had as a very basic, very native form, we were able to conclude to something usable with such things. And like we already understood, prompting plays a role in terms of getting what we need in the way what it has to be. So this were the two demos for us to get seeing. We can next see few things here.
Thank you, Kiran. So what you just saw was the capabilities that these tools can offer. You can upload your document, it will do a thorough analysis and give you reports. Because I think you just missed, you stepped out. We were talking about roles versus the openings that the companies has, and how do we map it, and how does the document, how does ChatGPT does the analysis and throws out some very useful insights. So these were the two demos. Apart from that, I wanted to typically the L&D managers, the leaders, who are interested. Now I want to come down to somebody who can use one of the AI tools to generate an audio file. You will have to give me a minute. I will just quickly open that up and show you. Have you guys heard of ClimCham? How many of you have heard about this tool? Great. It does wonders. One of the uses is you can generate, hang on, it says no internet connection. Internet.
It is working. Probably you have to just e-page and refresh.
All you have to do is open this app, click on record and create, click on text to speech. Any text that you type here, I'll just pick up maybe from my ChatGPT window here. Please bear with me, since this is a tool demo, it will take some time for me to execute this. So it has a lot of options. You can choose any language, the accent right from United States to whatever, that's a huge list. You can even select a native language like Tamil or Hindi. As of now we will go with this. You have many voices which are not, please make a note, this is not AI voice, it's a real human voice. When you listen to the output, you will realize it. It sounds very real. There are settings where you can do the voice pitch. If you want to develop this, integrate this into your e-learning module, you can use voice pitches. You can even give a mood to the voice. It can be happy, cheerful, sad, and you can also adjust the speeds. We will just listen to the review.
I want you to help me with a comprehensive plan for training need analysis. I represent a firm called XYZ Motors. I want to perform training and need analysis for my research and development team in passenger vehicles. Can you build me a comprehensive plan and questionnaires which will help me to build a training plan? I want you to help me with a comprehensive plan for training need analysis. I represent a firm called XYZ Motors.
So this is what it does. So these are some of the tools which you can use to generate voice. There are advanced tools and settings in this, wherein with click of few buttons you can create an entire e-learning module. All you have to do is give it instructions. Remember I told about meaningful input. You give it the right instructions, it will give you an entire e-learning module, which you can use it, for your internal purpose. Moving on, I know we are running out of time. I just have few more slides. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, AI is here to stay. AI adoption is imperative. So it is all the more a responsibility of the L&D to include or push for a lot of AI augmented courses or tools so that your workforce is more capable. There was a recent quote by Richard Baldwin. He's one of the famous economists, where he quoted, AI will not take your job away. The person who's using AI will do that. So, as I said, it becomes all the more responsibility of the L&D leaders to push in for AI adoption. With every advent of new technology, we have the risk associated. It comes with its own challenges. The risk and threats is, one is data privacy, because you're using your information on the ChatGPT, the same information, if somebody is requesting, it will get published. So there is a issue of data privacy. People have ethical issues as well, where plagiarism also becomes an issue when we use AI openly. And to end this, there's no dearth of innovation, where what you're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. There are immense possibilities that we all can achieve by adopting AI. So coming back to risks and threats, I want to end the presentation by playing a small video wherein since AI is a very open thing where people put in their data, Microsoft, again a disclaimer, I'm not promoting Microsoft here. Microsoft has come up with something called as Copilot. How many of you have heard of Copilot? Okay. So we'll just quickly see a small video which is like a minute as to what Copilot does and how it takes care of the data privacy issue, and then we are open for questions.
You ever wanted to know how large language models work when you connect them to the data in your organization? At Microsoft, we recently demonstrated Microsoft 365 Copilot, which transforms how we work by leveraging large language models that interact with your organizational data. Copilot works alongside you. For example, in Word, Copilot can easily write an entirely new document, like a business proposal, using content from your existing files. Or in Outlook, based on content you select, Copilot can compose your email replies for you. In PowerPoint, you can transform your written content into a visually beautiful presentation with a click of a button. In Teams, Copilot can generate meeting summaries with discussed follow-up actions. Or while using Business Chat in Microsoft Teams, it can help you catch up on something you may have missed, bringing together information from multiple sources to bring you up to speed. If you're wondering how large language models know what they know in these scenarios, let me break down the mechanics of what makes this possible and how the process respects your privacy and keeps your data safe with Microsoft 365 Copilot to any content and graph information it retrieves. This is important because Microsoft 365 Copilot will only generate responses based on information that you have explicit permission to access. Now let's go back to the example you saw earlier in Microsoft Teams, where a user asked, "Did anything happen yesterday with Fabricam?" Copilot didn't just send that question or prompt directly to the large language model. Instead, Copilot knew that it needed more knowledge and context, so using clues from the user's question, like Fabricam, it inferred that it needed to search for content sources private to the organization. The Copilot orchestrator searched the Microsoft Graph for activities, ensuring it respected the user's permissions and access to information, in this case, the user Kat. It found the email thread from Mona that Kat received, activities in the project checklist and March planning presentation, which are files that Kat had access to, as well as the sharing action where the final contract was sent to Fabricam for review. Again, where Kat would have been part of the share activity. And Copilot cited each source of information so Cat could easily validate the response. These are all individual steps that Cat could have done manually.
That's it from our side. I want to end this slide, and show you the final statistics where we talk. The recent Harvard Business Review, did a survey on adoption of AI and how it increases productivity. You guys can read the September-October issue of Harvard Business Review. The statistics are there. So they clearly surveyed about 7-8 companies and showed that there is a definite increase from 35 to 40%, in the productivity of the employees, who are using AI. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If there are any questions, we are ready to take, and we are just finished bang on time.
Thank you.
Done? Thank you.
Mr. Manish Rathod and Mr. Kiran Babu for that wonderful session. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Neelakantan Balasubramaniam, Head Global L&D Tekion Corp, for doing the honors.